You are listening to Did You Hear?
Did you hear?
The Johnson County Library Podcast.
We are coming to you
from the Central Resource Library
in Overland Park, Kansas.
This is your Library Insider.
In this episode of Did You Hear, Dave Carson talks with Bryan Voell and local musician Lily B Moonflower. You'll learn about her creativity and her career, and even hear a couple of her songs. First, though, it's your weekly word.
Bifurcate. Divide into two branches or forks.
I'm taking the wheel. Let me show you the way. Oh, my flowers are blooming in the bed of my Chevrolet. I'm taking the high road. And giving thanks for another day. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Give me a canvas. I won't let this paint run dry. Gonna sketch me out some wings there. Take off and fly into the sunset. That's where I want to stay. There's something about it that blows all my blues away. Yeah, give me a front porch so I can give these wings a rest. Gonna watch my garden grow, then get a few things off my chest. Into the evening, like a river meets the sea. There's something about this life that makes me feel so free. Yeah, I'm taking the wheel. Let me show you the way. My flowers are blooming in the bed of my Chevrolet. I'm taking the high road. And giving thanks for another day. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Give me a six string and let me sing another song. And if you know all the words, then baby sing along. Into the evening, like a river meets the sea. There's something about this life that makes me feel so free. Yeah, I'm taking the wheel. Let me show you the way. My flowers are blooming in the bed of my Chevrolet. I'm taking the high road. And giving thanks for another day. Yeah, darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way. Darling, I can get you there. Let me show you the way.
Welcome to the Did You Hear podcast, where you sometimes hear live music, and this was music from Lily B Moonflower. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Hello, I'm
great today. How are you?
I'm doing well. What was the name of that song?
That's called I'm Taking the Wheel, and that'll be my second single released off my debut album, Moonflower.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Well, you are brought here today by our local arts librarian, all things music and arts, Bryan Voell. I think that's why I was stumbling, because I wanted to get the word music in there. But
yeah,
how are you doing, Bryan?
I'm doing great. This sounds absolutely wonderful.
You sure do great things for the Kansas City music community.
Oh, thank you, Lily.
Yeah.
Well, I could not do anything without the library.
Yeah.
And the go-ahead from the library. So,
well, you do great things, Bryan, and I think we're coming up on how many? 250 artists?
250 featured artists on our local music blog.
Right.
And
so if you go to
started-
jocolibrary.org, click on more stories, you'll find local music listed there, and you can have access to the music and the behind-the-scenes story of all these different bands.
Indeed. And we have an interview that we did with Lily maybe about a year and a half ago, or maybe not even that long ago. I forget.
Maybe a year.
Yeah. And we've got an interview with Lily and her book, music, and movie recommendations, too. So.
Yeah, and I remember last time we talked, you were saying that really the library wants to just help recognize all the artists and musicians in the area, and I think that's so great.
Yeah, well, it is certainly a labor of love, and what we want to do is to spread word about all of the amazing artists, and in this case musicians and songwriters living and working in the Kansas City metro area.
Yeah.
And the library has a great platform to help with that.
For sure.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. But this isn't about Bryan Voell.
This is about music and about Lily. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really want to hear some of the questions that you have for Lily, Bryan.
Yeah, Lily.
Let's dig in deep.
So, okay, I think let me ask you about your new album that you're working on. It's your debut album, and you just played a song from it. So what can you tell us about the new record, and what can fans expect? How's that going?
So it's an Americana record recorded right here in Kansas City. I am working with some amazing producers. My friends Martin Farrell Jr. and Jenna Ray are helping us produce it in the Lost Cowgirl Records studio. And they're right here in Kansas City. They're awesome to work with. Their home studio is like top notch. It's super chill. Some great products are coming out of this. Cool. So we're super excited to release it. Once it's finished being produced, we're going to hold off a little and do some, we're going to like make a marketing plan and just send a few of the singles out to radio stations to like do all that prep work. We're even going to release 2 music videos with the 2 singles. So that'll be exciting.
What's that process like? Have you done music videos before?
No, these will be my first ones. I'm super excited.
Okay.
My friend Jenna Ray, who I just mentioned, she did a music video with this one guy from Kansas City, and it turned out really good. So I think I'm going to use him for those. Should be super chill. Nothing extravagant. I just want it to be super genuine, you know? I just want people to see, like, who I am.
Yeah.
Through the video.
Do you have examples in your mind about, like, you want the video to look like this, or a particular video that you've admired, or an artist who does great videos that you would like your video to look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I have my own personal style and aesthetic. I don't really know how to describe that, but I just really want that to flow into what I'm creating, you know?
Sure.
So that's kind of apparent with so you brought in your guitar and you have your guitar case and it's decoratively painted. Did you do that?
Yes, I did all the paint on my guitar case.
Oh,
a lot of people bring that up. A lot of people enjoy that.
Well, so getting to what Bryan's talking about, so this kind of creative visual thing that you've got going on there. How do you make that into a video? I mean, do you want that kind of to represent yourself in video form?
I want the video to be as artistic as I am.
Uh-huh.
But also, I want it to be simple, you know? Like, not too extravagant, but artistic at the same time.
Cool.
Sure. Well, Lily, you have described your music as folk and roll with a twang.
Folk and roll with a twang.
And I was wondering about what's your background in music? How did you develop this style? Did it just come naturally? Do you have a background in music education? How did you get to this point?
So, my grandpa got me my first guitar when I was 8, and he's not a musician, but he thought that I was super shy, so he thought that me learning music would help me be less shy.
Yeah.
So, I started taking lessons, and I'm not super, like, classically trained or anything. I just kind of write my own songs and lyrics, and I come up with my own progressions, but I have a lot of friends that are musicians, and they are really the ones that inspire me the most. But I think that the kind of music that I listen to and consume on a daily basis has helped form what I am today. Because I really look up to certain songwriters and the way that they do things. But I try to do things in my own way, but take what they have done and, like, just really respect it and not like imitate it, but like, I don't know.
So is it strictly guitar, or do you play other instruments?
I picked up the fiddle.
Oh yeah.
It's really taking a lot of time to get good, but I also have a mandolin. What else do I have? Oh, I have a set of harmonicas and all the keys.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fun.
Are all those instruments on your album, or are you just pretty much focused on doing the singing and the guitar work?
There's a lot of instruments on my album because what I'm doing is having, like, all my friends that are musicians come in and do some studio work with us. And so it's not all me on the record, but it is all my original songs.
Yeah,
sure.
So it's going to be super interesting. And some of the songs will be more stripped down, but a lot of them are going to be like a full band.
Yeah.
So I think by doing that, I can get like all sorts of different opportunities. Because like some people want
all the
me
best
solo.
albums.
Yeah.
Right. All the best albums have
some
some soft moments where it's just stripped down, like you say, and then others where there's just a lot of, and there's some fast songs, some slow songs, but that kind of variety makes a good album, don't you think, Bryan?
Yeah.
I agree. And so it sounds like a lot to coordinate, a lot to organize.
It is a lot to
You've got a
coordinate.
lot of musicians coming in, and you're trying to make a cohesive album, like a package. So what have you been learning about this process in terms of how you put everything together?
So at first, when we started recording, we were doing it all analog.
Wow.
Yeah, and we weren't using a metronome. We were just doing live recordings, analog. And it was difficult because we couldn't go back and listen really to what we had done, or edit, or
when you say analog, are you talking like a 4-track recorder? Oh wow, that's old school.
It was super old school.
Wow.
And then since that, we realized that we
But the Beatles did it, so why not you?
Did it. But we realized that we wanted to refine it a little bit more, because there ain't nothing like that studio sound, So we started using a metronome, which helps a lot because what we're doing is just laying down the guitar and vocals at first and then building off of that, which is a really cool way to do it because you can do so much. There's just so much potential when you do it like that. But doing it live is also cool, and I respect all the people that do it live, but I'm just 21 and I'm not a professional studio musician, so
right.
it wasn't really the path for me to take.
Wow.
So I respect anyone that can do that, you know.
Sure.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you. In your local music feature interview that we did a while ago, you mentioned that, quote, "I don't write songs, I catch them through deep meditation."
Yes.
I was wondering if you could get into that. Can you expand on that? What's your songwriting process like?
So a lot of times I'll come up with a concept and then write a song off of that concept. There's not really a specific way that I do it. Like sometimes I'll come up with an idea for a chorus, or sometimes I'll come up with a chord progression. But I think a lot of times when it starts out with a concept, and you really dive into what you want to say and the message that you want to portray, I think a lot of times when I've done that, in the future, that song really writes my life in a cool way.
Yeah.
'Cause like I wrote that and I had meditated on that so deeply, but then when more time passes, it's like even more true.
Yeah, you know, isn't it so interesting? Whatever piece of art the artist is creating, you got so many doorways in, and so for you,
So many
sometimes,
perspectives.
yeah, sometimes it's the lyrics that get you into that song, or sometimes it's like you say, the chord progression. But in the end, you know, they're different doorways, but ultimately you get that final artistic product, and that's that song. And so it's just a fascinating process, and it's different every time, right?
Yeah, and I love the way that people perceive the message differently,
Yeah.
because they just take it in all kinds of different ways.
Sure.
And I'm like, yeah, this is your song too. You can think about it like that.
Sure. Why don't you tell us about Twang Tuesdays?
Oh yeah,
Your
so
jam in Lawrence.
I've been working with all these musicians on my album, and I've got all these buddies that play music. So this guy named Mike Hanna, who books at this place called Lucia, which is right next to the Granada Theater in Lawrence.
Yeah.
He asked me if I would host this weekly jam, and so we decided to call it Twang Tuesdays. And last week, August 13th, was the first one, and then tonight is going to be the second week. Last week it went so well. I had like 9 musicians on stage at once.
Wow.
And there was just like musicians rotating in and out the whole time. It was just like so fun and unstructured and creative.
Yeah, what a way to cut your teeth and earn your stripes and whatever other cliches you have. But just get some experience and perform in front of a live audience and play with other people.
And give other people opportunities to get on this stage, because like it's a really great venue in Lawrence, and they have a really great sound system, and the community of Lawrence loves it. So if I can get some friends the opportunity to get on this stage and be seen by some people, maybe they can get more opportunities from that.
So there are musicians who prefer the songwriting part, being alone, being creative, and doing the creative work, less so than performing.
That's true.
And you seem to be somebody who enjoys both of those aspects of being an artist. You enjoy songwriting and creating music. You also seem to get a lot of energy from being in front of an audience. Is that accurate?
That is
true?
accurate.
Okay.
I love both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. And then there's the whole business side of it.
Yeah, what do you make of that part?
Well, I'm pretty good at that too, I would say. I'm quite a bit of an entrepreneur. And I have a whole nother business on the side. I refinish kitchen cabinetry and furniture. So I started out doing that when I graduated high school and kind of learned some things about business and networking and marketing. So I never went to college, but I've learned so much on my own. So I'm really just carrying that over into the music now. And there's so many more things to learn about that in the music side. So it's really interesting, and
You know, it's so interesting. I hear you talking, and you know who it reminds me of?
Who?
Well, you don't sound like Jack White, but Jack White was
He's
working
awesome.
he was working in an upholstery shop.
Oh, cool.
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, and so his boss played drums, and so they started, kind of rocking out together. And
Yeah.
boom,
I respect him so much.
it took off.
He's so creative in all the ways.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so here you are with your I'm sorry, what was it?
Folk and twang.
Cabinet refinishing?
No, cabinet refinishing.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you've got that and rock and roll, and so
Yeah.
Folk and roll.
folk and roll.
Cool thing about Jack White, last September, I got to go out to Nashville for Americana Fest, and that was pretty awesome. And I went to Third Man Records,
very
and that's
cool.
Jack White's studio,
sure.
and
Yeah.
I got to record directly to vinyl there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I recorded this song called Kansas City Star by Roger Miller.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's very neat. Okay, so Lily, so you said that Tuesday nights you are at I can't remember the venue in Lawrence.
Lucia.
Lucia in Lawrence, right next door to the Granada. I remember
Right
that
on
part.
Mass Street. Yep.
And so you have other performances, and so if people want to hear your music or come see you perform live in person, where should they go?
Okay, you should either visit my website, which is lilybmoonflower.com, or you could visit my Facebook page, which is Lily B Moonflower Music,
Okay.
and my show dates and all my music that's on there right now. You can find it there.
Okay, so both your website and Facebook, that's where they can listen and get all your tour dates. That's just great. Speaking of websites, we have the Johnson County Library website, jocolibrary.org. Brian, tell them where you can read more about Lily.
We have a blog on our website called Local Music, and you can find that on our website under Explore, and you'll see a link that says Local Music, and that will take you right to the blog. We have, as we mentioned, almost 250 interviews
That's
with
amazing.
local artists that we are very proud of, and one of which is Lily B Moonflower's interview.
Yeah.
And yes, and we have a link to her website from that interview too. So
Well, that sounds like
Well,
an easy way to
perfect.
find
Multiple
everything.
ways to
Yeah,
get to
for
Lily.
sure.
Yeah.
And Brian, thank you so much for all that you do and for all the local musicians. I mean, it's such a rich part of our website with original content, of meaningful local content, and it really helps young musicians
It really does.
really get their stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much. Thank you also, Lily, for coming today. It's so great to take a little bit of our afternoon
Indeed.
to listen to some music from a young rising artist. And why don't you take us out with a song?
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. I'll sing
no
you
problem.
one.
Thank you.
I'll sing you one called Midnight Song. And this is my unreleased single. And once I become an independent publisher, then I'm going to release this to all the platforms like Spotify, iTunes, all that. But for now, you can find this one on my website. Here's Midnight Song for you.
Great.
I got a dime in my back pocket for a midnight song. I've been rocking the jukebox all night long. Ooh, the neon lights are humming. I'm humming along. I got a dime until then, spin me around the dance floor all night. Ooh, yeah. Well, I got a dime in my back pocket for a midnight song. I've been rocking the jukebox all night long. Ooh, the neon lights are humming. I'm humming along. I got a dime in my back pocket for a midnight song. I got a dime in my back pocket for a midnight song. I got a dime in my back pocket for a midnight song.
Did we miss a question you wish we would have asked? Do you have thoughts or stories about today's topic? Share them with us on Facebook, facebook.com/Joko Library.
And now, our writer's quote of the day.
Hi, I have a literary quote for you. It's about books, but it's also about librarians. My name is Grace Bentley. I'm a youth services or youth information specialist at Monticello. My quote is from an author named Alex E. Harrow, and it's Alex A-L-I-X, and it's from a short story published in Apex magazine. The short story is called A Witch's Guide to Escape, a practical compendium of portal fantasies. And here's the quote. I do my best to give people the books they need most. In grad school, they called it ensuring readers have access to texts/materials that are engaging and emotionally rewarding. And in my other kind of schooling, they called it divining the unfilled spaces in their souls and filling them with stories and starshine. But it comes to the same thing. Thanks.
We leave you with sounds from one of our locations. It's your audio minute we call Library Zen.
For more episodes of Did You Hear, go to the Johnson County Library website, jocolibrary.org/didyouhear.